Hey guys, Mechanic Phil back here. So, just got done doing the brakes on this truck. Gonna go ahead and get ready to bleed the brake system. One thing I did was I already drained the master cylinder reservoir. I also filled up with fresh fluid. And this is what I'm gonna end up doing. I'm gonna show you what I got set up and why I'm doing this. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin you around and we're gonna get to it. Alright, so this is the main reason I am doing this. This is what was in the reservoir. Brake fluid it's called hydroscopic, means it pretty much it sucks up moisture. So you're supposed to change your brake fluid about every 2 years. No one ever does it. They pretty much, whenever they get a brake job, some people do, some people don't. It's kind of hard to see here. I went ahead, I already bled the rear brakes, and this is what I got out of it. It's somewhat clear. It's kind of hard to tell, but we're gonna go. This is my setup. I have a 10mm wrench on here. I have this assembly right here. You don't have to have this. You can use just a hose, clear hose, as long as you put it inside of a bottle. And then when you put it inside the bottle, make sure the hose goes down to the bottom and it's at least covering this tube. And then this is out of my vacuum kit, so it has a piece that actually will kind of snap on the brake bleeder. So all we're going to do is, my assistant is already in the truck. We're going to have him pump the brakes about 6 to 10 times and then hold it, and then we'll crack the brakes, or brake bleeder. Alright, brake, pump. Alright, he's holding. And if you notice what comes out of here. Oh, where'd it go? Well, it was some nasty stuff. Alright, pump. And you just keep doing this until you get nice, clear fluid. Pump. And we'll see what we get out of here. Okay. Pump. Alright. Pump. And the reason you want to do this is you're getting rid of all that old brake fluid out of here. Pump. And the process for doing this is you'll start at the furthest point from the master cylinder, which is the right rear. Then you'll do the left rear. Then you'll do the front right, and then the left right. Pump. And if you look in here, that's all old and dirty and nasty fluid, because this is off of a 2006 pump, Chevy 1500 4x4. And the next procedure after this pump is going to go out, and we are going to break in the brake pads. Pump. And you'll want to do this until you get clear fluid. While you're doing this, you want to go and ensure that your brake fluid or master cylinder remains full. Pump. Just so that you don't introduce air into the system. So you just keep doing this. I'll usually go at least one container, because pump, because you want to get rid of all that old stuff. And as you can see, it just lightened up. It's kind of hard to see. I could tell the difference. Pump. And you just keep doing this. Pump. 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 And this will probably be the last one, and I'll drain it out. Alright, hold on. Alright, I'm going to set you down. Hopefully I can get this. So we're going to go ahead and pour this into here. Disconnect this. Let that fluid go down to in there. Take the lid off. And we'll just drain this out. Get all this old, nasty, corrosive fluid out. And one of the main reasons you want to bleed your brakes and get fresh fluid in there is this will actually cause your brakes to rust from the inside out, but just because of the moisture that's in there. If you're up north, you ain't got to worry about that because your brake lines are going to rust just because of all the salt. It'll rust from the outside before it does on the inside. Like, I can actually see through the fluid as it's coming out, so I already know this is way better than it was. And we're going to do it just a couple more times. Still some nasty fluid. Alright, pump. We'll see what we get out of here. It's still pretty dirty. Pump. And no telling when this was done last, so this is one reason you want to do this, to try and get all this contaminants and everything else out. Again. 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 We're just trying to get this filled up. And it's already getting clearer than it was. Alright, pump. Alright, pump. And one thing I've noticed is whoever installed this brake caliper it's actually the wrong one. It's actually the left side. Alright, go ahead, pump. If you look on here, this brake bleeder should actually be at the top, but it's at the bottom. So I will let the owner know. Alright, pump. And since this hasn't been done in a while, we're probably going to take a little bit. So we're just going to keep going until we get nice clear fluid in here. Pump. This has already been done. I mean, this stuff is like nasty. Like, pump. So we're just going to keep going. I'll probably do. This will probably be the last time on this side. And then we'll go to the next side. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and head to the other side. This is still dirty, but it's way better than it was. And then I'll check the fluid level when I get over there. Alright, master cylinder still got enough fluid. Let's get you situated. Alright. So this is what I'm talking about. Your brake bleeder should be at the top. Unless GM designed it that way. I know there's typically a left and right side. And I know me, I'm going to keep going until I get this nice and clear, so I might have to do it a couple times. But I am going to go ahead and probably top this off. And you want to make sure you use, depending on your system, .3, .4, .5. This takes .3. One thing you want to be careful of is brake fluid is corrosive, so you don't want to get it on your paint. Alright, go ahead and pump. Alright, pump. I actually did that wrong. Pump. Pump. It just takes a little bit of time and get all that old nasty fluid out of here. Pump. And what you're seeing is another thing is this black stuff. Pump is all that black stuff is your your rubber brake lines breaking down. Pump. We just keep doing this until we get this old stuff out. Pump. And here's a fun fact. In Germany, you have to go to the TÜV and get inspected, and they require you to change your brake fluid every, I believe it's 2 years. This side's nice and pretty good over here. Alright. Yeah, I can somewhat see through this. can actually see through this brake fluid. So I'm going to show you what fresh brake fluid should look like. Alright, this right here is what it should look like compared to this. So that's why we're cleaning it out. No, I'm not going to reuse this because I just pour water out of it. That's why I always buy the big jugs, and then I'm just using this little one right now because I had it. One thing you want to make sure is you use only sealed brake fluid. You don't want to use any that's been sitting on your shelf. So, all right, pump. All right, pump. Yeah, that stuff's pretty clear, so. Try and get all that old contaminants out of there. Pump. 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 Alright. This reservoir is a little dirty, but I already know this is clean. So we are now bled, or flushed and bled. And you just keep going. Remember, this is what you want. This is not what you want. Alright, then I'm going to go up. I'll show you how to fill up the brake reservoir and we'll be done. Alright guys, so this is our brake reservoir right here. If you see, it's actually about right here. You got your min mark and your max mark. All we're going to do is fill it up. Use the rest of it. Alright, so we are full. When you're done, make sure you go ahead and put your cap back on. And typically on your caps, it will tell you what brake fluid, like this one, .3. Alright. So So guys, this is how I do it. Bleeding the brakes. Some of the tools you got to have process to do it. You definitely, if you crack open any brake lines, replace any calipers, any lines, any air gets in there, you have to bleed your brakes. If not, you will have either a spongy pedal, a soft pedal, brakes won't engage. It'd be a hazard when you go to stop if your brakes aren't working. So this is how I do it, and we're done with this process. And next is I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna break these or burnish, seat the brakes, whatever you want to call it. But leave me a comment, like, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.